Garingana wa Garinga.
I listen to it on the internet.
BeingTsonga in SA.
Listen live, online.
This is BeingTsongaInSA na Shitshembiso Mabasa.
Hikatekile Maringa.
Na Fumani N waka Shilubana.
We're in the second hour.
Yeah, so one of these things to say that we speak about division and everything. One that confuses me. This gets to me. We're so divided to a point that we are even scared to speak about our correct ethnicity. Local census figure, for example. That's where we are lost. For example, I was actually Googling this when I was researching for this show.
Yeah.
He 1996 census, the way end. Vatsonga, I 1.7 million. Ne? And then,
Tsonga speakers. We need to be.
It says Shitsonga.
Yeah, it means we need to be. The wording is very key.
It's key.
It's Shitsonga. It's speakers. They don't count ethnic origin.
Okay.
They count
Speakers.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
great.
me and I could count as 3 people because I speak Zulu, Sotho, na Xitsonga. So when that's Sanhlai.
And then, now the latest one.
Yeah.
Here Vatsonga, we are 2.2 million.
Over the 20 years.
And look, we check over 20 years, it means we went up, nearly difference. We went up by 500,000.
Oh, you know why I'm saying now. Erna sugang so tala so hala handle nga.
And here's where it hits me. I think we're gonna issue now. Mapuno, they were like on 5.8 million. They went up by 1 million. Those guys don't have kids, guys.
No, what's that itiranjani? Census itira so. Bafika babutisa muteni bako. Hika mbalabla tinzim tingansisi. Okay, ya mina nibala izulu, nibala isotho, nibala English, nibala na Spedi, na Shilobedu. Bako tick. So it means hika utatsi uyahlaya ka 4 other groups. That's why there's 10 million Zulu speakers. Kwa amaZulu ma 10 million, it's impossible.
It is speakers.
Kuri kuba na maZulu ma 10 million. That's loko ba 10 million Zulu speakers bakatsa na yena ishtiva ku Zulu. Ababuli actual Zulu people.
Here's the thing. And in Gauteng only, Vatsonga were like 900,000.
Yeah. To this day it's still 900.
And then in Limpopo, also 800.
Yeah, there's less Tsonga people according to census. I think you had 2013. There's more Tsonga people in Gauteng than in Limpopo. It doesn't make sense.
It does not add. It does not add.
I add it up, but they use those same stats, I guess. It's like Bob Mabena Mtsonga. Ebatsonga bangani bangatajuna bafika badwa tinzima. Ebatsonga bangani bangalijuna bangatumbeta. Exactly. So all those people bangatumbeta bangadwa tinzima. Loko swita swa Xitsonga, they are part of us. But ababahla ebatsonga bangani babuya kuMozambique that are not documented like Kwendera. Babuya kuZimbabwe that are not documented. There's a lot of us.
So it goes back to the whole issue of victimhood. Because we are so victimized to a point that uchaba not to
Mina ndakubzela from the East End. It was scary. It was astika kuba Mtsonga. Like loko bana ba born awatako ini mova Xitsonga evoku mova bata kuhleka breaking kwakho kute mova or loko zukuhlula uzihlula kabanwanyana ntsonto ngani ngangisa xinwenda xin'wana na gang. Yeah, did I tell you the story?
Yes, you told me.
I don't know it.
So there's this girl barimbali or stand ngurevele veterano yendo wamzulu. So ishkim sha mina na shkim sha banwana lava haya la. So mina phela I'm a very social dominant person. In every crew I'm the leader na ala mina kuwashwasha nyama sha un'wana especially ku ri na maZulu I know. So ni gangisa no yendo ina yena veta tala xikeleme demana kwa uqoma lo ishanga lento no lwazana busa manje wena xikim lesha kwasho u serious uyishangani vele sibara. I had to say I had to nod mara sukusweni baba njani because why. It's like those girls lost, loko banwanyana batele wena bakaba wona chama boy. Jiki sana shangana. I was like helish ngelish.
Mara you see and with what you're saying, here's a painful part. And it goes back on issue of history, propaganda, who says what and. One thing I realized last Africa, Mabuna are doing this. Mabunu, they are now trying to push, they've been trying to push the idea because they're the first people after the Khoisan to be in South Africa. And for some reason, there's some idiotic bull people who are buying that concept.
It's propaganda.
You know, and then also you check, kuna this other one, Eastland, for example, you spoke about Eastland and your experience. Kuna someone wrote an opinion piece. Our Inkatha supporters face violence not only from apartheid's security forces, but from the AK-47 and hand grenades of Umkhonto weSizwe, trained guerrilla soldiers. So Muloi basically is trying to say, no. Inkatha were the victims.
You can write any narrative. I don't know when the example Ritu gang. Ritu gang, for the Ritu gang is very social. Ritu mkanikis. Meaning but to this day Ritu ratirisiwa now, even on radio. Mkanikis. Eshkanikisweni, it's a place of laupfuneka kon.
Okay.
So we used it for a mayor, councillor to describe mkanikis nsongo, mkanikis nkulu. Anything, any narrative, any idea can be planted in people's heads and made to be a fact.
Yes.
Yena itsandeka kupfumela one narrative. Man, we need to have that on lock. Loko ba ku Mtsonga yini, n'wana must be like Mtsonga I munhu wa le vuxeni.
Done.
That's it.
As far as hey, Vatsonga I machangana kambe kona lava vange vambayi bona ba. Once it becomes too complex, it means you are losing the audience. Things must be like you know by default kur balungu are powerful. You don't need to explain kuri. If you escape and you just know these niggas are powerful. Balungu and the balungu aba commonangi within their groups. There's Welsh, they don't like each other.
Of course.
But when they are faced with us,
against
us, they stand united. You know, when we are faced with other nations, it's like the Shavis.
Yeah.
Amongst ourselves. So buhlonga bzayina bzita hela ntsena from generation tabana ba hina and from us, because man bakhale ba this team. That's a fact. We need to accept that. Bano from our parents go yalenda ku tlhabise bolo, all of them ba tlhabise bolo ba tlhala ba khisana referee.
Yes, what I liked though, was it all? It was busy researching for this show. So I googled Tsonga victimhood, and what came out, it's our staff talking about this whole issue. Like literally 3, 4, 5 lines that Google search engine. That's what came. Like, yeah. So clearly we are getting into those spaces, and that's what we need. Dude, I'm telling you how propaganda works. If you go right now on Google, let me actually Google and show you. You've got right now South Africa squatter camps.
Yep.
Yeah. It's better you can do both. The reason why I started VivMag, it was because all this information I got WhatsApp, I got Facebook group, not WhatsApp group. I kept asking these guys, why are you not writing this things? Because when you search it on Google, it's not picking it up.
Yes.
So why are you putting it on Facebook instead of? And then I started collecting all this data.
Actually,
now,
on that, it's when someone was saying Manashaka Mtsong, and it was on Facebook, and you can't Google and find anything about it.
Hala bakangoman anzela ibutwa wa
Manashaka
one tempo.
Manashaka
Manashaka imdawo.
Oh.
Imdawo Manashaka. Bakabu Manashaka ibandawo.
Okay.
Satwa Soshangani lwanga nguteka after lokatsutsuma imdawo naye. Bakangomani be loko basihlaya hambi berizwela ithini us confirming this nedzwela ikulwa the owner of EMC ngoma Shaka emzulu phela. Shaka ingwana wale bode bashide bangudiri senza khona ingomani Shaka udiri wasenza ngakhona ibisitumbetatumbetiwa. That's why afamsiwe no famsiwa the man ayingati yala. That's why lokho abuya isifafa abuyela kufuma enkani the man emtsonga kahle kahle
Madam da
abakwat. And it's these things and I constantly I would get these facts. People would say the Monsako, they would be saying these scary facts. Phela Shaka mana yena akuri Mtsonga akuri Mdawo. And then I'm like, so why am I not public? Hey, she say it with your chest. Why me if it's a fact, then say it.
Say it.
The lie back on a propaganda. There's not many people who are willing to be out there and be wrong. There are not many people who are willing to take to lead the way. propaganda matters, but mina I've introduced Kagiani because they just gave me creative license when it came to language. I introduced every word I could find. Every day I was like, if this thing has a name, I want that name. Court case, it was look all along the script, just that the actors sometimes maritawa but too much and they would dodge them. But everything. That's productions, but that's excuse. That's production issues. That's production. And it's production issues. That's why I don't agree with Fumani. And the English was not.
I'm not paying referee here. Let's carry on.
You applied for a job.
No.
You applied for a job.
And I told
did you not apply for a job?
I didn't apply for a job.
You applied for a job,
Bukumtsonga.
so we're giving you a script.
From day one, listen, I've got challenges here. Even when
so when I like good hola and then he entertainer your shortcomings.
Here's what I'm saying. We entertain all of our shortcomings. If kuna makaya so.
Hey, hang on. Back to my song.
I Fumani at this man. But anyway, what we need is more platforms like Moviv,
more TV shows.
And
more
music. And I'm music. Why? I'm music. Go. And
they won't say.
Hey, that's all you sing. Minzumba sings about the same thing. We do not have.
Spider-Woman.
Jessica that was exciting.
Dude,
who
did that and what happened to it?
It was big.
We can't talk about what happened to South African TV in terms of Bandima Shem. It's a mess.
Because once it moved hands to us,
no.
I think SABC apartheid was stronger, way stronger. Those niggas were taking over Africa, and then. I think we never had a plan.
It's not the case of not having a plan. When white people left spaces, they didn't leave them workable for black people.
Yeah,
they left them.
We knew that. We knew that.
Mozambique, they did the same thing. She drained it.
Yeah, resources. They took everything. They left it as a mess, but they did not take the blueprint. We knew what needed to be done, and it's tax money. But if SABC is going to be bailed out every week, then we can at least take over Africa.
Like,
there's enough money. The issue is not resources, Amashak. It's the willpower and political will and a propaganda agenda.
Man, I think that's where it comes to a point where, for example, Boba SABC, then where the issue becomes, their mandate as a broadcaster, it's supposed to be all. We pay tax all. We should not be having a discussion about why there's no Tonga on TV. We should not. We should not be having a discussion why there's no Ndebele, there's no, Swati as well. What was the other one? We should not be having those discussions. But again, it goes back to what? Political power, political will, and you know what they said to me? 96, somewhere there. There was actually, is it 96? Somewhere there. They actually sat and discussed, could all the marginalized group come together and lobby something like that to push for a show on TV of these marginalized languages, and then lo and behold, bomb popped.
Yeah.
But all the other languages who are in that group
didn't.
It did not. For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. But my point is, it takes someone to say, let's do. I show me, and it takes Lokba Allah. Today is different back then compared to back then. There is digital now, guys. There is online.
What the end there? Bar kutwa abatweli. Isto. Kutwa abatweli.
Okay.
Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Mashak, we're only having this conversation. It's tiring.
It is.
It's very tiring because we've had this conversation multiple times, almost in every episode that we talk about this, and it comes in.
Yes.
We need to start discussing people who are doing. We need to be connecting with people who are actually doing stuff instead of constantly pointing out, okay, kuna problem. I have a problem, mashaka kale. You don't ishkolweni, you don't from Vatsonga, esubonini sulingwa sunga endleka. I mean, the three of us have lived long enough to know that we are Vatsonga. It's like being in a frying pan.
I listen to it on the internet.
BeingTsonga in SA.
Listen live, online.